guys first.
Thank you. Hello, hello, hello. Check, check, check. 1, 2. Hola, amigos. Mi nombre es Jimmy Gomez de los Black Eyed Peas. Hello, everyone. My name is Taboo from the Black Eyed Peas, and it is an honor to be here. I got my brother Apple Diap.
Good morning, everyone, and we just want to thank everybody for coming here today. Our brothers and sisters need a lot of help in Puerto Rico, and we're here to help out and spread the word.
Especially being Mexican-American, Latino myself, it's important for me to use my voice and my platform to be of service to our people. I always say that the power of the people is much stronger than the people in power. El poder de la gente es mucho más fuerte que la gente en el poder. Thank you. And we also have the pleasure of introducing this amazing man, Mayor de Blasio.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Brother, thank you so much. Thank you. Well, I want to thank Taboo and Apple to have a group that has sent such powerful, positive messages as the Black Eyed Peas, to have them here with us. It is inspiring. Let's give them a big round of applause, everyone, and thank them. And you're going to hear from them later on. They're going to share some of their gift with us, but it reminds us of what is motivating everyone right now. This is an act of love that people are coming forward all over this city to help the people of Puerto Rico. And they may be 1,000 miles or more away in terms of geography, but they're right here in terms of our hearts. We are with Puerto Rico. We feel at one with Puerto Rico right now. We're never going to let go of that love for Puerto Rico, right? And I got to tell you, I have seen this outpouring of love and support all over the city. And it's everywhere. It's very powerful. I can safely say nowhere is the love stronger than in the Bronx. So thank you for all you're doing for Puerto Rico. Everyone in the Bronx should be very, very proud. Now, we're in a very poignant place here. Station 26 of EMS. And we think about EMS, we think of all FDNY coming to us whenever we're in a moment of need, whenever tragedy strikes, they are there for us. But what we're seeing now is they're going the extra mile, and they're there for the people of Puerto Rico too. This station takes on special meaning for us because this was the station that Yadi Arroyo served in. 14 years she served this city as an EMT, proud daughter of the Bronx, who exemplified everything good about the Bronx, everything good about the Puerto Rican community, gave her life serving other New Yorkers. So we're here remembering her powerful and beautiful example. And we see that the men and women of the FDNY, all of our EMTs, all of our firefighters have stepped up with passion to help Puerto Rico in this moment of need. I want to give a special thank you to Chief of Department of FDNY, James Leonard, and Chief of EMS, James Booth. Let's give them a big round of applause. And let's thank all the men and women of this station for the extraordinary work they do every day and what they're doing for Puerto Rico. And also representing the people who do such crucial work, the president of Local 2507, Oren Barcelay, my apology. Oren, thank you. I want people to remember what's going on here. 3.5 million Americans who happen to live on the island of Puerto Rico. They are fellow Americans. It doesn't matter where they live. It doesn't matter the color of their skin. It doesn't matter the language they speak. They're fellow Americans, but they're not being treated that way. I always tell people, if you want to visualize what's happening, just think very, very close to here. State of Connecticut, almost the exact same population as Puerto Rico. If over 90% of the people in the state of Connecticut did not have electricity, if millions of people didn't have enough food or water or health care, the entire United States military would be there helping them out. They would never, no one would tolerate in our neighboring state if help didn't come. And I'll tell you something, you would never hear a president of the United States say that people in Connecticut are lazy and they're not doing enough for themselves, right? So you should never have said that about the people of Puerto Rico either. People in Puerto Rico work very hard. They've been through a lot. They are resilient. They are strong. They're showing us bravery and heroism in the midst of a terrible tragedy. Nothing like that's ever happened to a whole state of the 50 states on the mainland, but it is happening in Puerto Rico. Well, we learned something a long time ago. When the government doesn't do enough, people step up. And that's what we're seeing all over the city, and that's what we're seeing in the Bronx. When the federal government isn't there, it doesn't stop the rest of us from coming in to help the people of Puerto Rico. So we all have to step up. We have to keep calling out the federal government because they're not doing enough. And we're never going to be silent about that. But in the meantime, we are all acting in every way we can. And let me tell you what, the city of New York, I am very, very proud of what our city workers are doing. As of this morning, the city of New York has 164 employees on the ground in Puerto Rico helping people in need. And some of them literally were there from the very first day of this crisis. They're from FDNY, NYPD, but also sanitation workers are down there clearing the debris, making the streets passable again. We have buildings workers who are helping to make sure the buildings are safe so people can go back in them. They're there at the front line. And what I hear from New Yorkers, of every background, they want to help more and more, and they understand this is going to be a long struggle. I tell everyone, we don't just have to think about Puerto Rico this week or next month. We have to be with Puerto Rico for years to come. So whatever way you can help, we've got to be there for Puerto Rico. Who's ready to be there for Puerto Rico? Now, some people, the only thing they can do, and it's very important, the only thing they can do is give some money to help. We appreciate that deeply. And you can go online, nyc.gov/fund to the Mayor's Fund, and you can donate to organizations that are helping Puerto Rico directly. But so many New Yorkers have wanted to do something physical and tangible to help the people of Puerto Rico, and that's what you see right here. This is a result of this donation drive all over the city, at firehouses, EMS stations, police precincts. You want to find out where to go, just look online, nyc.gov/donations, and all the locations are listed. I'm going to remind people and spread this word that New York City Drive with the FDNY and NYPD, we're looking for 5 things and 5 things only. We're looking for diapers, baby food, batteries, first aid supplies, and feminine hygiene products. That's what we need. And so please, the more the better, because people in Puerto Rico are in desperate need. What we do not need right now, we do not need bottled water. And I understand why everyone wants to give it, because they see people without enough water. But some of our other agencies are out there making sure people get more and more water. But these are the products that people in Puerto Rico need, and they're not going to get enough of them if we don't do this. So I want to thank everyone. I'm going to turn to my wife in a moment to talk about another very important challenge in Puerto Rico and the way we're going to try and help. But I just want to, before I conclude, I'm going to say a few words in Spanish also, but I just want to thank everyone, because everyone here, this is a labor of love. I know everyone is feeling this mission and doing all they can. And that means so much to me and Charlene. It means so much to the people of Puerto Rico. You make us proud. You make New York City proud with your commitment to the people of Puerto Rico. So congratulations to everyone for your extraordinary effort. A few words in Spanish. Los puertorriqueños están luchando por sus vidas y estamos haciendo todo lo posible para ayudarlos. Ya tenemos a más de 150 trabajadores de nuestra ciudad en labores de ayuda en Puerto Rico. Les pedimos a todos los neoyorquinos que donan lo que puedan. Si necesitan información para donar, llamen al 311. Nuestra ciudad está y seguirá estando con Puerto Rico en este momento difícil. With that, I'm turning to my wife, our First Lady, because I think a lot of you know she is focused on the mental health needs of New Yorkers. And she's recognized that we have to break down the stigma around mental health, and we understand that's true every day. But when crisis hits, when tragedy hits, the mental health needs of a community intensify. Everyone knows, look what the Puerto Rican people have been through. And they're feeling it. And they need our help in a special way now. So it is my pleasure to introduce our First Lady, Shirlane McCray. I'm sorry.
Okay. Thank you, Bill. And thank you, everyone, for being here today. I want to give a special thank you to the Black Eyed Peas who are joining us today, although we can't thank them enough. Although I'm sorry it's under these circumstances, music has incredible healing powers, and we're delighted that more people will pay attention and help in this effort because these celebrated artists are here with us today. I also want to thank our elected officials who continue to support relief efforts, and to everyone who has brought in items to donate today and over the past weeks. New Yorkers have watched with grief and horror as the devastation in Puerto Rico has unfolded. We have seen the terrible flooding, homes demolished, businesses swept away as children and families have struggled for their lives. And as Bill noted, there is some devastation we cannot see with our eyes. What does it mean to lose the roof over your heads, your cherished family photos and mementos, along with your entire neighborhood? Some things can be rebuilt, but not everything can be replaced. How do you recover from the loss of a loved one? It is more sadness than we can measure. And it's not just the people on the island of Puerto Rico who suffer in this way. It's our fellow New Yorkers right here, too. Many endured an unbearable silence for days while waiting for news from their loved ones. And many are still waiting. And all of this stress and trauma has long-lasting effects. Because of the generosity of New Yorkers and many others, desperately needed supplies will keep coming. With the hard work of response and recovery personnel on the ground, power lines and cell towers will restore service. Over time, entire neighborhoods will be rebuilt. But healing emotional pain isn't that straightforward. Often people don't even know how to ask for this kind of help or realize how affected they are until months and months later, and they suffer in silence. That's why, in addition to supporting every aspect of the physical recovery that we can, New York City will help address the lingering mental and emotional challenges as well. I am pleased to announce that through Thrive NYC, we will partner with the Disaster Distress Helpline to support the people of Puerto Rico and their loved ones. This is a trusted national helpline staffed with behavioral health counselors specially trained to help people who have suffered disasters like Hurricane Maria. As the phone service is restored, New York City's emergency team on the ground will distribute flyers and help spread the word about this critical service so anyone in need can easily reach a trained mental health professional. Our emergency personnel will also assist by testing the call and text services in real time from the island. And we have established a two-way referral pathway between the Disaster Distress Helpline and 1-888-NYC-WELL, New York City's free 24-hour mental health helpline. When New Yorkers call NYC-WELL seeking help for their family members in Puerto Rico, our counselors can connect them to the Disaster Distress Helpline. And similarly, anyone calling the Disaster Distress Helpline with plans to move or return to New York City will be connected to treatment and care options here through NYC Well. I want to thank our wonderful colleagues at the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration and the Mental Health Association of New York City, who fund and administer the helpline, for making this partnership possible. Let me share the two numbers. For those in Puerto Rico or for people seeking help and support for loved ones on the island, please call the Disaster Distress Helpline at 1-800-985-5990. That's 1-800-985-5990. Y otra vez en español, las personas en Puerto Rico que buscan ayuda y apoyo para sus seres queridos en la isla pueden llamar al 1-800-985-5990. They can also text "Talk with Us" or "Hablanos" to hablanos to uno.
Okay. Hablanos, you're right. She's right. She's right. I read it.
Husbands.
My wife is always right.
They can also text "Talk with Us" or "Hablanos" to 1-212-461-4635. Anyone in New York City can call 1-888-NYC-WELL or text WELL, that's W-E-L-L, to 65173. Because NYC Well anticipates support needed for Puerto Rican residents traveling to New York City, as well as for returning emergency personnel. That's so important. People who help with these tragedies often experience trauma as well, and you deserve that support. We are also preparing NYC Well to meet those needs of everyone. So that preparation includes specialized training in psychological first aid and disaster counseling, as well as making sure we have enough Spanish speakers to meet language needs. No matter when they decide they need help, NYC Well will be there for them. So thank you again to everyone who's reaching into their heart and helping with their hands to help our fellow Americans get through the physical and emotional trauma created by Hurricane Maria. Let's do everything we can to make this a swift and smooth recovery. Gracias a todos.
And please, everyone, you know, Charlene has made such an effort over these last years to break down this stigma and to let people know if you have a mental health challenge, there's nothing wrong with that. It's part of being a human being. And if you've been through a disaster, if you've been through a trauma, it's only natural that there's a lot of feelings and a lot of confusion that creates. And people often need someone to talk to. So please spread the word that these helplines are available to help people through everything they've been through, all of the difficult changes in their life, to help them get strong again so families can move forward after this disaster. With that, I want to turn to two elected officials who've been in the forefront of this aid effort. They have worked very hard in their communities to mobilize people to help Puerto Rico. First, my pleasure to introduce Senator Gustavo Rivera.
Good afternoon, everyone. I was born and raised in Puerto Rico. My parents are still there. They are okay, but unlike many of the folks that are still in New York, I've been able to speak to them. It's sad that many of our brothers and sisters still have not been able to. So obviously, I know from firsthand from talking to them that these resources are incredibly needed. I certainly want to thank the mayor for his efforts. Mr. Mayor, you might not know this, but one of your staff I've been working with not only to ship these items, but there's one particular set of items that we sent to farmers down there that are trying to reestablish their ability to be able to feed themselves in the island. And you made that possible, so thank you for that, sir. I also thank members of the Black Eyed Peas, both Apple the App and Taboo, who are here using their access, their reach, to get more people to pay attention to this. Certainly want to thank all Bronx sites who have given resources already, and all New Yorkers who have done so as well. And I will finally say this last thing. We have to commit ourselves to this for the long term. The mayor talked about it briefly. My father is not someone who is prone to drama or exaggeration, and when he tells me that he is sincerely worried about the situation down there, I'm starting to get worried as well. We have to make sure that we commit ourselves to this, even though it might not be in the front pages. So thank you for all the efforts that you have done so far as individuals and as collective, whether it's the city, the FDNY, the EMS, or these great artists, or us as elected officials, or you as New Yorkers. But make sure that you pay attention to this in the long term, because this reconstruction is not going to happen overnight, and we must pay attention and make sure that the rebuilding has the heart of the Puerto Rican people and the interests of the Puerto Rican people at its core. Muchísimas gracias.
Now my pleasure to introduce proud Bronxite council member Vanessa Gibson.
Good afternoon, family. It is my honor and privilege to stand with all of you, with our wonderful mayor and our First Lady, FDNY EMS Station 26, the NYPD Community Residents Local 2507, and my colleague in government. We are truly, truly saddened by the devastating effects of Hurricane Maria. And on behalf of our 16th Council District, the residents of Claremont, Concourse Village, Highbridge, Mount Eden, Morris Heights, and Morrisania, we are ready, willing, and able to help our brothers and sisters, our family members in Puerto Rico. We truly know that God is able to do any and everything, and all things are possible. And so we want to continue to lift up these families in our prayers, but also this is truly a call to action. There have been such an overwhelming flow of love and support demonstrated here in the state and the city of New York. And I'm just so grateful that we have with us Black Eyed Peas here, representing and making sure that they're using their voices and the opportunity through music to be a catalyst of hope and opportunity for so many of our families who've been devastated by this hurricane. We truly believe in restoration, in healing, in hope and opportunity. And so we know there are brighter days ahead. But I will tell you, community, we are saddened by this. So many families in our community have yet to hear from their loved ones. They are fighting for the basic necessities of water and food and shelter. And so it's our responsibility. You do not need a title in front of your name to care about your brother and sister. We need everyone to do what they can. Every little bit helps. And when you think about the powerful message that we send to our brothers and sisters and family in Puerto Rico, we stand with them today, tomorrow, and in all the days that lie ahead. We know that this journey of restoration and healing is a long one, but we will always let Puerto Rico know that New York City stands with them. And so we ask all of you, we encourage you. There are so many ways that you can be of assistance and help. Our district office at 1377 Jerome Avenue has started a collection drive, and we are also being a part of this because we want to make sure we do our part. If this were New York City, others would stand in line to help us. And so now it's our time to demonstrate that we are truly God's people. So I thank all of you. I thank you, Black Eyed Peas. I thank you, Mr. Mayor and First Lady. Thank you for standing firm. Thank you for recognizing that through the greatest times of turbulence and challenge, we show our true strength, our love, and our compassion for all of God's people. Thank you all. Que Dios te bendiga. May God bless everyone in Puerto Rico. New York City stands with you today, tomorrow, and in all the days to come. God bless you all.
So conclude by saying to everyone again, thank you for your exceptional efforts on behalf of Puerto Rico, and a special thank you. And we understand that people in our cultural community mean so much to us. And we understand that they can move us and unite us in a special way. So I want to give a special thank you. We've also been joined by the rap artist Redman. Let's thank him for everything he does. And again, for years of being beacons of hope and encouragement to all of us. Let's give one more big thank you to the Black Eyed Peas. Thank you, everyone. Let's go see the